Hello and welcome back to SketchUp Assist. In this video, some exciting news. Medeek has released an API for their truss, wall, floor, and foundation plugins. So super exciting to see that. So we're going to take a look at the Truss API in this video, so stick around. Now, a quick note, if you want to use this, you have to upgrade to 3.7.8. This API functionality was just released on the 24th. And so if you're running an older version, you're going to find that when you run some of these Ruby commands, you're going to get errors. So make sure you upgrade to 3.7.8. So to go over to the documentation, just follow. There's two links here to follow over, and that will get you to the Truss API docs here. It's pretty straightforward to use. Now, I'll note that there's limited functionality. It's brand new. I think the expectation is it will continue to fill in the functionality here. But right now you're able to do common truss creation through the API where you can provide a pitch, the truss type. So any types within the common types, and those are here. So here are the truss types that are currently supported. You have an option to pass it the geometry that creates a face, so the four corners of a parallelogram effectively, or you can use other Ruby calls to select a face, or you can select a face directly and then run the Ruby calls to create the trusses on that face. Okay, so why is the API important, or what role will it play for you? You can obviously still continue to use the Truss plugin through the UI. You get this dialog. Select the common, and then you come in and select the face. Select the face that you want to draw. Select the face where you want to place the trusses. And then it'll run through a couple of dialog boxes. I'll just select the defaults here, and you are able to create trusses. But imagine you're creating an automated process where you're constructing a building and you want to somehow get the dimensions automatically or pass them in as inputs, and have the plugin just draw the trusses for you. That's where the API comes in. So if we come back over to the documentation, again, the API currently supports the common truss. That was the set that we selected, of course, when we just did a little test run through the UI. But this allows you to then use Ruby calls like these to automatically place those trusses. You can specify the pitch of the truss, the type of the truss, and currently this is what's supported in the common set. And there's an optional input here, PTS. You can either provide the geometry of the face, so it's 4 points that create the parallelogram, or you can leave it nil and select a face, or use another Ruby call that potentially automatically selects a face. To reference the common truss draw method, you don't have to do this, but it's common to create a variable which basically has the path to the Medeek methods that are available in the API, and then reference that specific method through that variable shortcut. To give you an idea of what the points look like, so these are just 4 geometric, so XYZ coordinates, which again define a face. So think of that as, for example, the 4 points that define this face here, or if you had a model with some framing, it might be the outer corners of the top plate. So you can either tell it specifically where you want to place it, or again, get that face through some other method. So we're going to pop open a Ruby console and take a quick look. Okay, so I'm going to open a Ruby code editor. You could also use the Ruby console here, but this is just a little more visually appealing. I'm going to just I'm going to cut and paste the call directly from the documentation. Okay. Now notice I'm not passing it a face. So I'm going to come in here and select this face, and then I'm going to run this code, and you can see then that it's creating these trusses on that face perfectly. So it determines the span and so on. And it should be setting these at 2 feet on center. Let's just grab one here. Yep, there we go. Okay. Currently not a parameter to specify that. Suppose it may come in the future, but that's fine. That's typically what we're going to run anyway. Now, what else can we do? Let's get rid of these. Let's select our face again, and we changed our mind. We want to run we want Think trusses. So let's come in, rerun that, and there we go. We get some Think style trusses. Now you may be saying, well, if I've got to, if I've got to select a face, I've got to interact with the model, that kind of takes away from the programmatic capability. And that's true. Selecting the face and then running the Ruby call is one way to do it. But if you recall, we discussed the fact that you have this variable PTS, and this is an optional input geometry. And basically, it's the points that define the face that you want to draw the trusses on. And so here's an example of a call in the documentation where you specify those points. Again, you could either determine those because you're programmatically creating a structure and you know where the roof's going to go, or you could also have a function or a Ruby call that somehow detects the face and basically extracts the coordinates, right? There is a way to sort of fully programmatically create the trusses, and that's by taking advantage of the fact that you can pass coordinates in. So let's take a look at that. Okay, just to show you the example of specifying the location. So we get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. So now we, again, just creating our shortcut to the methods, referencing the specific method we want here. And then we're passing it these coordinates. This gives you an idea of the layout of this coordinates, of course. Creating this variable PTS, and then we're passing that in. And so now we don't need to select anything. We can just run this. And so it will create those trusses at that position. And we'll go into this too deep, but you can see they're basically setting it the Z equals 0 position. And that makes sense because we've got Z equals 0 all the way across here. Yeah, so there you go. So really cool. This is super helpful for the MCP server. I'll follow up with a video there. I have implemented the functionality to take advantage of the API for the trusses. I'll be taking a look at the wall and the foundation and the floor APIs in the very near future here. So that's all we have for today. Thanks for sticking around. Hey, if you're finding the channel useful or interesting, please consider subscribing. And if you have any feedback for any of our content, please consider leaving comments. Thank you.